Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope your day is off to a fantastic start. We are back to candle reviews. I'm just gonna tell you guys right now, I still have so many holiday candles to put reviews up. I don't even know if I can get to all of them before Christmas is over, to be perfectly honest. What I'm gonna try to do is for the next few weeks here before Christmas, when I do these candle review days, typically I will upload two candle reviews per day, one in the morning, one later on in the afternoon. But what I'm gonna do going forward here for the next few weeks is upload 3 reviews per day. So morning, noon, and kind of later in the evening, I'll space them out a little bit. But there's just a ton of candles that I have both purchased and that also were sent to me as PR that I just haven't gotten to filming reviews for. So yeah, look forward to that. If you like the candle reviews, they are gonna be plentiful here in the next, over the course of the next couple of weeks. But we are kicking it off today with a Lafco candle. Now, I purchased this particular Lafco candle, which is their spiced Pomander, last year. I never got around to burning it before the end of the holiday season, and so I thought, you know what, this seems to be a scent that comes out yearly from them, so I'll just save it for next year and review it next year. So I got this candle out a couple of weeks ago and started burning it and immediately noticed something was wrong with it. From the time that I opened the box, I knew that I was probably gonna have a problem with this candle, but I thought, oh, you know, like I'll just fix it. It'll be fine. I know how to fix this. I haven't been able to fix it. You'll see what the problem is here in a second. But yeah, I went ahead and held off on that, and I kind of regret that now because I feel like I could have probably reached out to Lafco had I burned this last year to be like, hey, can I return this and get my money back or exchange it for one that is going to burn properly? But I didn't do that, and so it's a year later. I do not expect them to do anything about this. Just let me be upfront. I don't expect Lafco to do anything about this one-year-old candle that I did not think to open and look at prior to putting it away for, you know, like basically until the next year. So the fragrance itself is great. Let me just start out with the positives here. The fragrance is great. The strength and throw, I think, are actually quite adequate for a candle of this size and this number of wicks. It's a 1-wick candle. This candle does retail for $75. I think most of, honestly, not most, but half of what you're paying for with Lafco candles are definitely their containers. They have beautiful vessels, and the hazelnut Torone that I burned last year, I kept that vessel. My makeup brushes are in it. It is beautiful. Their containers are gorgeous, and they are definitely worth the price of the candle. I will say that. So those are definitely some positives there. Strength and throw, even if with this being a 1-wick, I think that is quite decent. But let's get started with kind of the usuals, and then let's work our way into like what the real problem is with this candle, and we'll get there shortly, trust me. All right, so I'm gonna read you guys the fragrance description. I'll go through what I smell, and then we'll talk strength and throw, and then we'll talk burn quality, because that's where we are not doing so well. Okay, so there, the jar this year looks exactly like this jar that I have here. So maybe this year's jar for the Spice Pomander doesn't have that slight iridescent finish, but maybe it does. It's just not coming off on the picture online, so keep that in mind. Yours may have a slightly different finish to the glass if you purchase it from this year's stock, if you will. A modern twist on a holiday tradition. Bright, bitter orange, decorated with clove buds, nestles in the warm richness of fresh cinnamon. The inviting fragrance lets you know the holidays are near. So they do have some fragrance notes here, so I want to take you guys through those. The top notes, which are the like the first impressions that you get from the fragrance, are orange blossom, ginger, and bitter orange. The middle notes are nutmeg, clove, apricot, and cinnamon. The bottom notes are sandalwood, amber, and musk. So All right, what do I smell here? Listen, this is just a really beautiful, perfectly executed orange pomander. The focus is on the orange, not on the cloves, but the cloves are very much present. The orange is, I really don't think it's bitter to my nose at all. I know they call it bitter orange, but it comes across as just really fresh, slightly tart, juicy, like you just cut into a fresh orange, essentially. Delicious. This is a great, whatever orange oil they are using here is the bee's knees, and I wish that every orange pomander candle had like this specific orange note. It's perfect, you guys. The cloves are present. They're not overly prominent. It kind of plays, I would say the cloves maybe play second fiddle to the orange in this one. There is the slightest hint of cinnamon. It's a really nice gourmand cinnamon. It's like that Ceylon cinnamon, so it's not that spicy or red hot type cinnamon fragrance at all. Very soft, very pretty. I in no way pick up apricot at all, but I do get that touch of nutmeg that they mentioned in the middle notes there. And as far as the bottom notes of the sandalwood, amber, and musk, I really don't pick up much sandalwood here. I don't really get amber per se. I do get just a slight maybe muskiness from this, but it seems like it makes sense in the fragrance. This is just lovely. It's quite straightforward. There's nothing exotic about this fragrance. There's nothing that like you've never maybe necessarily smelled before, but it's executed extremely well. So the fragrance itself, if I had more thumbs, I would give it more thumbs up. So that being said, love the scent. Would actually repurchase just based off of the scent itself. So the strength and the throw. So we have a 1 wick candle here. What is the, let me see, what's product details? Sorry, guess I should have looked at this. Okay, so these are supposed to have a 90-hour burn time. This is, by the way, a soy wax with essential oil-based fragrances. They do have a touch of paraffin wax in here. They say just enough to enhance the fragrance delivery, which is so funny because honestly, I think that paraffin candles are not nearly as strong as soy to my nose or soy blends. Yeah, I just have never found paraffin to be like the powerhouse formula for me, but let me know if it is for you. So this is a 15.5 ounce candle. It's basically 4x4. Those are the dimensions. So a little bit smaller than a Bath and Body Works candle size, but with 1 wick, not 3. I really think that 2 wicks, at least the way they had the wick placement in here, would have made more sense, and I think I would have gotten a better burn. But those are kind of the like key details. By the way, these are actually hand blown glass vessels, so each one is going to be a little bit unique and different from the next, and I love that. And again, this is why we have that $75 price point for this, you know, 15.5 ounce candle, is that really some of what you're paying here is definitely for the vessel. So let's take a look at this candle. I'm going to, sorry, I have to put my phone down here. I'm going to hold it, and immediately you're probably going to go, ooh. But you'll see why. You'll see why. Do you see how off center that wick is? Like, it is so off center. And honestly, had I checked this candle last year after receiving it, I would have definitely reached out to the company and requested that they like let me send it back and exchange it for another one. I would have been more than happy to send it back because you know, the scent smelled lovely on cold sniff. But yeah, I could not get this to not tunnel like this. I tried everything. I wrapped it in foil, which is, you know, everyone's favorite trick. I used a candle sleeve, a glass candle sleeve that fit perfectly over it, left just enough room for a little bit of air to flow around. I put it in some hurricanes, from the very beginning, it never fully pulled out. So you see that it did go down a little bit. So what I tried to do is I left the wicks as long as I could, and I would put it underneath my candle lamp to melt this outside part here. And then it would, you know, kind of flood the top of the candle again. And then I would light it once that wax hardened. And once again, it just continued to tunnel. It tunneled until this point, and then I just stopped putting it underneath the lamp because I just got tired of doing that. Also, I was starting to run out of wick, and I was going to drown the wick if I would have kept melting it. So I just could never get this thing to fully pull out, and it's because the wick is so off center. And like, this is kind of where I'm a little bit disappointed in the $75 price tag. I think that if you're going to charge that for something that is good quality, that comes with a beautiful vessel, and I'm willing to pay for that, like I really am, you guys. Like, I mean, I bought that Voluspa Noble for Garland 4 or 5 wick hearth candle, and it's fabulous. Like, I didn't mind blowing the money that I did on that monstrosity because it's burning perfectly. Like, I cannot tell you how perfectly that candle is burning. But this one here, way less wax and still spendy, it's just burning abysmally because of that misplaced wick. I'm not sure how it went through quality control like this. I would think that if a company is charging this much, that the quality control would be a little bit more stringent, but maybe not necessarily. So overall, am I impressed with this candle? Yes and no. Obviously, the fragrance itself, I love, you guys. It's a great scent. And if you pick up one of these, it's probably very likely that you're not going to get a misplaced wick like I did. So if you want to try the fragrance and you're willing to blow the $75, go for it. I think you're probably going to be really happy with it. Just make sure that when you get it, that you open it and you make sure that your wick is centered. Once the wick is centered, these candles burn fine. Strength and throw. So for a 1 wick, 15 ounce size, the strength of this is about a 6.5. And I know some of you are going to be like, absolutely not for $75. And I get it. Like, I totally understand that. But also, I have learned to level my expectations in terms of what to expect from a 1 wick candle. There's really only so much strength and throw that a candle can produce if it is a certain size, right? Like, I mean, you can pour in all the oils that you want, but if you don't have a large wax pool, or like a wide wax pool that can get, you know, somewhat deep, like, you're not really going to have that fragrance output. So that being said, the throw is about like a 6.5 as well. And I'm pleased with that. Like, I don't mind that. I think that that's adequate. Like I said, for a 1 wick of this size. For me, the beef is mainly with the fact that I think I got a faulty candle. And I'm a bonehead for not checking it last year and not, you know, contacting the company at that point. At this point, I am going to continue to enjoy burning it the way that it is until it's down to the bottom, and then I will pop it into my crock and I will get the little bit of fragrance out of the wax that is stuck to the side, and then I'm gonna reuse the vessel and it'll be great. So I learned a valuable lesson here. Overall, I'm gonna give this 1 thumb up because there are positives here, but it's not 2 thumbs up because of, you know, the misplaced wick. And for the price point, there should be no misplaced wicks ever. So yeah, anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know if you have tried the Lafco Spiced Pomander. Let me know what your experience is, what you think of the fragrance itself, whether it is a true spiced pomander to you or whether it, I don't know, smells cheap to you or whatever. I think it smells really authentic. I think that the oils that they used are obviously great quality. And yeah, so there you go. Ta-da! I will go ahead and link this candle in the description box down below if you want to go read up a little bit more about it. I'll see if I can find it on sale somewhere. At Lafco, if you sign up for their emails, I think they give you like 15% off or something. So you can certainly do that, but I'm sure there's other companies that carry Lafco candles that might actually have them on sale. I think maybe Bloomingdale's or someplace like Nordstrom might have these as well. And you know, we are in, 'tis the holiday season, so you might be able to get this at a sale price. I'll see what I can find and put it down below for you. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your day. Please make sure that you give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Subscribe if you're new, and there will be 2 more reviews coming later on this afternoon. Have a great day, guys. Toodaloo.